Good afternoon. Welcome to USA Archery's coverage of the 2023 SoCal Showdown here in Chula Vista, California. I'm George Tekmenchov. Alongside me for our broadcast, two-time SoCal Cup bronze medalist Abigail Winterton. Abby, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Well, we've had some outstanding archery over the past 3 days here at the Easton Archery Center for Excellence, and coming up over the next few hours, we'll have the gold medal matches in the under 21 divisions, and specifically the men's and women's recurve and compound. Those matches are as follows. For the compound under 21 women, we've got Sydney Sullenberger versus Bella Otter. And for the compound under 21 men,
We have Eli Bartran and Alan Alahodzik.
Okay, and for the recurve under 21 women's match that'll take place after we reset the targets to 70 meters after the compounds, it'll be Samantha Ensign versus Charvika Gopi. It'll be a basically an all Lancaster final for that recurve. And then for the recurve under 21 men?
We have Jacob Robinson and Oscar Martinez.
Okay, so a lot of really good up-and-coming shooters that'll be coming here. Abby, you yourself just took your second bronze medal at this event. Congratulations for your performance earlier today.
Thank you.
It's a little different than last year when you took your first bronze medal here weather-wise, right?
Yeah, it's a lot colder.
And a little misty right now.
Yes.
As we look down at the target, even at 50 meters, you can see the mist in the air.
Yep.
It's not really raining, but it is coming down as a sort of a wet blanket on everything at the moment.
Yes.
Not what a lot of folks might have expected coming to SoCal, huh?
Exactly.
Well, anyway, we are going to continue on with the competition, and most of these shooters have got tremendous experience in this area dealing with these very slightly adverse conditions.
Yes.
Right now, we'd like to thank our USA sponsors, including the Easton Foundation's Inspiring Growth in Archery, American Whitetail, the world's finest archery targets, Hoyt, Get Serious, Get Hoyt, Lancaster Archery Supply, leading the world in 3D and target archery, win and win, winning in action, winning in sport. Easton Technical Products, 101 years of archery precision. True Ball XL, the real #1. Others claim it, we prove it. The best things in life are often free, and that includes Vortex Nation. Start your adventure today by signing up for the Vortex Nation newsletter at join.vtxnation.com. And now, as we head to the Director of Shooting stand, we're about to start our first match.
This afternoon in lane 1 and shooting first is Sydney Sullenberger.
So Sydney will be shooting first on target number 1.
In lane 2, Bella Otter.
Bella will be shooting second. And
This afternoon for this match is Leo Carrasco.
okay, as the archers get into position, Bella, Abigail, what are we looking at from the standpoint of the fact that this is basically the first time they've shot in this particular situation? Are they going to try to go for, maximum score, obviously, but what would you be thinking about in this circumstance right this second?
Honestly, I'd probably, since we shot the opposite direction all weekend, I'd probably say they're going to try to focus on the lights and try to figure out how to make sure their peep centering is right.
Yeah,
and
one of the lucky aspects, of course, is the light has been flat, so it's a little less of a factor than it might have been.
Yes.
Some of the shooters shooting clarifiers have had problems. There's a 9 to start the match.
Yep, and luckily, I think these two are both pretty lucky, and they don't.
X10.
As far as I know, they may not have a lens in their peep, so they may be lucky on that part.
Yep.
So.
Yep. And 10-9 liner. It looks like a solid 10. Another 10. So far, a 1-point advantage for Bella. Sydney finishing with an 8-9 liner. We'll see what the official score is after the judges get down there. And Bella with a 10-10-10. That's an X on that last shot. So a good start for her.
Yes, very good start for her. Could be an interesting match.
And as soon as the official scores are radioed in, we'll know what those are, and we'll hopefully have them on the screens for those of you following with our live stream here from not so sunny San Diego today, Chula Vista, California. Temperature conditions so far have been somewhere hovering around the low 60s. Does that affect very much for you from your personal perspective?
A little bit. I mean, it's just cold enough. Your hands get cold and they start to lock up a little bit. So you're just trying to keep your body moving and make sure you can do everything you need to.
Now you're shooting a pure back tension release?
I'm shooting a thumb button right now.
Okay.
But either way, it's a little bit of a struggle. So.
Yeah. A little more useful in the wind, maybe, if you can make that sucker go off when you want it to, though.
Yes, for sure. Kind of doing a repeat of last year. I mean, Sydney she qualified, I think, #1 last year also.
Yeah. And again this year.
And again this year. And Bella qualified, I'm pretty sure, same in #2.
Well, right at the moment, it is a 3-point advantage for Bella with a total of 12 arrows to go in this match.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect score to start for Bella Otter. Sydney with a 3-point deficit right now. So Sydney will be shooting first on target #1, hoping to make up some points here. Not so easy in your category.
Not at all.
There is a 9 on the line. It's in. Another 10 for Bella. So there's a 4-point differential right now in favor of Bella.
This little extra wind that we're getting up here than we were down there might be doing a little extra for him. So
dead center X on that shot from Sydney. And a 10. Clean so far for Bella. She has been shooting nothing but 10s so far in this match. Sydney with a liner, it looks like a 9 or 10. So there's a 9, first one out of the 10 ring for Bella, but maintaining her lead.
Yep, she's got the rain and living here in California with dealing with the same weather. I think it's playing in her favor right now.
Yeah, the timing and the form look pretty good for both shooters at the moment.
It did.
Yeah.
They look like they're playing the wind pretty well.
We're not seeing much hesitation. And, you know, we do have a little bit of a breeze. I don't know. How much would you aim off, if any, in this?
For someone like me, I don't shoot a whole lot of weight, so I would probably aim at the opposite side of the 9 ring.
Just shaded over
Yep.
that far?
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
So I'd say about 1.5 inches probably.
Okay. The other consideration, of course, is we do have a bit of mist in the air, and so far we're not seeing too much in terms of high and low.
No, a little bit of mist usually won't do much.
Nope.
Rain usually won't, for the most part, won't either for compound. I'm not so sure about recurve. That might be a little different.
Scoring is complete. We've got 59 points on the board for Bella Otter and Sydney Sullenberger with 56 points. So a 4-point difference that she's got to try to make up with 9 shots to go.
It could go either way still.
Well, yeah.
May sometimes those few arrows will surprise you.
A lot depends on how people deal with the pressure, right?
Yes.
Sydney Sullenberger shooting on target #1. And a little high. 9 points on that shot. Another 10 for Bella. Sydney delivers a 10. She really needs to start getting the pressure on her opponent if she's got any hope of pulling this one out.
Yes.
Another 10. Bella has been shooting very consistently, don't you think?
Yes, very.
10. Probably caught the X ring. and a 9 for Bella. That's her second 9 of the match. So she's still maintaining that lead.
She seems like she's in a pretty good rhythm right now for her.
Yeah. Wind, in my mind as a recurve shooter, this amount of wind, that's almost a non-factor because it's just not going to push very much, and it's not going to affect the shooter's stance very much. Whereas yesterday, we had some gusts coming over the top of this ridge here, and guys like Jimmy Lutz, who ended up winning the men's compound, were telling me, yeah, it was moving me around, not just, the arrow, but, moving the shooter around. And sometimes that can affect your timing, can't it?
Yeah, so if you're moving around, you're definitely going to hold off on letting that shot go just because you really want to make sure it hits where you want it to. So
Kind of messes with your confidence a little bit sometimes,
a
too.
little
doesn't
bit. It makes you feel definitely less confident in yourself.
Yeah. One of the nice things here at the Athlete Training Center in Chula Vista, former Olympic Training Center, we've got that ring of international flags up top, topped off by the American flag. And in some of the TV shots, you may be able to see that. Those flags are actually a really good indicator of what's going on in the big picture of the wind, how much it is.
Yes.
And, unfortunately, facing the other way during your initial days of shooting, you weren't able to see that, but now they can see everything.
Yeah, those are definitely a good aspect to look at.
Oh, yeah. And the trees and everything else, even your ears can be a valuable tool.
Yes.
Well, a pair of 10s for both of these shooters start off this third end. 3-point differential. Bella has the advantage, and Sydney delivers a 9-10 liner. Excellent shot. Another X. And a 10. Also an X. Looks like Sydney's starting to step it up now.
She is for sure.
Bella's not giving up, but that was a 9. I think we're still going to see about a 3-point differential. Let's see what happens after official scoring.
Yep, I think we're right about there still. When you look at the flags down the lane, you can see that the wind dies down when it gets closer to the actual targets.
Yeah.
So you got to kind of figure out, because you may not need to aim off as far since it's right in the middle.
Yeah.
So you may have a little bit of leeway.
These USA Archery sponsor flags are a great tool, not just to show off their sponsors, but a great tool for the archers as well, because it really shows you the flow of the wind across this field.
Yeah, they do for sure. They're a great tool. Then the windsock right close to the end of the targets.
Yeah,
that
the
one's
one there on the
super
left
great.
of target number 1.
Yep, but that one's not moving hardly at all, so that's a good indication that the wind is blowing enough that you can feel it for sure, but not enough to really
not
do
what
anything.
we'd call a full value wind, I don't think. I think
No.
we're looking at a situation here where you can almost ignore it. If you shoot a confident shot, especially in the wind, that's going to make more difference than even aiming off a bit here.
I definitely agree with that one.
Okay, fourth end. 6 arrows to go.
Little fact about Sydney Sullenberger, she is attending Columbia University. It's one of
Ivy League
26, 26 varsity programs.
9-10
It's also
liner.
an Ivy League college that she is attending on top of being a student athlete. So
Yeah,
that's very impressive in my opinion.
absolutely. 9 on that one. Maybe a little pressure starting to set in. Let's see what happens here. And a 10.
10.
And a 10 X dead center. Took out the spider.
10.
Neither one of these ladies is giving up at this point.
No, they are not. They're going to just push right on through.
10 X ring. And another 10 X. Really outstanding performance there. All right, we'll see what the official score is in just a few moments here.
I think we may have just switched the positions from last year.
Yep, and these two shooters are celebrating their achievement. That was one heck of a match.
Yes,
really,
it was.
really good shooting on both of those ladies' sides. But Bella, as you just pointed out, we'll wait for it to be official, but it looks like we've got ourselves a new SoCal champion.
I believe so.
And there it is. It's official. Congratulations to both ladies, silver medalist Sydney Sullenberger and gold medalist Bella Otter.
The only person out here that is smiling more than Bella is her dad.
We'd like to point out that the only person smiling bigger than Bella currently is her dad.
No doubt, no doubt.
He's definitely
And there it
having
is. It's in the books.
having
That
a
is,
proud parent moment currently.
Yep. That was a great match to start off as we get started here. And we'll be joining Bella momentarily. We'll be talking to her in just a few moments. While we're getting ready to have a chat with Bella, why don't you tell some folks about this upcoming event for USA Archery?
As a reminder, USA Archery's 2023 virtual symposium begins soon. Early bird registration runs through June 13th, and the first session begins June 20th. This event is a great opportunity to improve your skills and knowledge, whether you're a coach, athlete, parent, or club leader.
Seriously register within 2 weeks of it coming out, otherwise you might get put on the waiting list. And to me, that's just, I just can't fathom that. I mean, the sport seemed big before, but now it's to the point like it's just like this mad dash all the time just to see if you can get on the list, and that's a cool thing to see.
Back in the day, you could almost come to the field and register at the time, pay maybe a little late fee or something like that. But now it's the sport's grown so big and so popular, not only with the adults but with kids. I mean, it's giant, and I enjoy seeing these kids that are coming up and shooting some amazing scores at a younger age, and they're just driving up the ladder, climbing up the stairs to catch the Bradys, to catch the Jacks, and they see this, they have this sight on these people, and it's pretty wild how big the sport has grown.
Level check, 1, 2. Bella, second time's a charm.
Yeah, right? Oh my gosh. That's all it takes, I guess. I mean, it was fun to see like familiar faces and stuff. You know, it's always, I love this group of girls. And so it's really fun when we all get to hang out every single year together.
What a terrific score. I mean, you really shot well.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I mean,
Coming from the other field, you're shooting the other direction. Fortunately, the light has been pretty flat, but the wind was a shift, right? 180-degree shift. What was that like to come up here and be able to shoot that?
I think honestly that being on the practice range at first was huge. Actually just kind of getting a feel for it a little bit and kind of recognizing, okay, you know, where am I aiming off? How much, if I need to move my sight, what does that look like? And then I think that kind of just trusting in my shot and trusting that what I did over there on the practice range was going to continue over here was a big part of it.
Awesome. Quick question for you. There is a very good chance, at least an effort right now, to get compound archery into the Olympic Games of Los Angeles, 2 hours north of here, if you drive fast, 2028. And, you know, timing-wise, that could be something that somebody like you could really take advantage of. How do you feel about that possible aspect of this element of your sport?
I think just the possibility of it, the opportunity for it is something that's really cool in and of itself. And then, yeah, I mean, like I said, I love the people that I get to compete with, and so I think that between all of us, I hope that if, you know, whatever the trials event looks like, if it's just all of us shooting together again, I would be, you know, happy. I would already have a good time with that.
Once again, congratulations. Fantastic scoring. Both of you shot so well. And what a way to start off the finals here. Thank you so much.
It's fun. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Awesome job.
Thank you.
Talk to you again soon.
Around here, find your peak isn't a catchphrase. It's the focus that fuels the adventure. No shortcuts, no off-season. Nothing holding you back. Vortex Nation is both a mindset and a lifestyle. A community of individuals called to breathe the rarefied air of those who understand that your limits are the only limits of the hunting, shooting, and outdoors experience.
Just the craziest things ever happened.
The stories are never going to end, but that is the best part of the story.
That was a lot of fun interviewing her. She has such a great personality.
Bella's a lovely person. I love shooting with her.
Absolutely. You could tell that she loves shooting with all of you, too. So
Yes.
that was really, really nice to see. The SoCal Showdown is the third of 4 events in the USAT qualifier series, and we just saw a tremendous match. We get the opportunity now to have another one coming up very quickly. Very shortly, we are going to go to our next match, which is going to be the compound under 21 men. It's going to be Eli Barton versus Alan Alahadzik. And so we're looking forward to seeing that performance coming up in just a few moments. Don't forget, after the compound matches, of course, we've got the recurve matches coming up, so stay with us for that. We're about to introduce our shooters. Here comes the director of shooting and our line judges, coaches coming in on the line.
In lane number 1 and shooting first, Eli Barton. In lane 2, Alan Alahadzik.
So Eli's going to be shooting first. Eli of the Heritage Archery Academy, and he's off facing Pineapple Joad's Alan Alahadzik. Pineapple Joad, of course, the program run by Brady Ellison's dad and coach, Mel, down in Arizona. Once again, it's going to be Eli shooting first, 50 meters to the target. The wind doesn't seem to have changed a bit from our first match.
No, they have a little bit less of a mist in the air, though.
Oh, you're right. It's gotten a bit brighter.
It has, indeed.
I'm not absolutely sure if that's going to hurt or help. It does change how you see your peep when the light changes sometimes. When they were practicing earlier, it was a bit darker, wasn't it?
It was quite a bit darker when they were practicing.
Okay, opening shot is a dead center X. Eli with a nice opening arrow. And Alan is about to shoot. There's a 10, maybe just outside the X ring. Solid shot, though. That was a quick shot, and dead center once again. And another 10. 10, 10, 10. And unfortunately an 8 on that shot. So it's going to be a bit of an uphill climb for Allen. He'll be shooting first on the next end.
Yeah, the U21 division is definitely it's definitely on the uphill climb for.
You know, the quality's really good, isn't it?
Yep, it's getting better and better every day.
Yeah, you're a good example of that yourself. You know, 2 bronze medals here at this event in the last 2 years. That's another example of someone who's up and coming. Pretty cool. Barton had seen off William Fowler, 145 to 134 in the quarterfinals. And we saw Allen defeat Robert Guyton III, 146 to 139. So those 145s and 146s in the windy conditions that were being shot during those preliminaries show that these guys are capable of really good quality.
Definitely, and the few matches I've seen from both of them in prior tournaments and this one, they're just constantly on game.
Yep.
They're really hard to rock, I think.
Barton beat Texas A&M's Stefan Savin, 144 to 141 for the semifinal to make it to this gold medal match. And Allen had overcome Cooper Davies, who's a very talented guy from the University of the Cumberlands, 148 to 142. So he can drop a 148 in those conditions. Let's see what's happening now. He's going to be shooting first as he's behind by 2 points after that 8 on the first end. Still got 9 arrows to go. Sorry, make that a dozen arrows to go. That is a 9. Can't afford too many more of those. Ten, another X.
10.
Eli's shooting really solidly right now.
He is. He's definitely on a roll right now.
Conditions are, you know, not much better than you can expect here in this particular venue. For many years, it has been really common for the wind to shift back and forth on this venue, and right now, it's about as forgiving as I've ever seen it.
I think you're right. It's definitely more consistent than I've ever seen it.
But we just saw Eli pop an 8, giving a little bit of breathing room to his opponent.
9,
A 10 and 2 9s for Allen. Eli with a 10 and an 8. So the best he can hope for is another 10, and there you have a 10-9 liner. It looks like a 10 from here. So they tied on that end.
They did.
We're back to a 2-point deficit right now, unofficially on the board for Allen. Allen Alahodzik.
And you know, this game of outdoor, 2 points is really not a whole lot.
Yeah.
You can.
Depends on who you're up against, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
Allen was started in the sport by his dad a few years ago. He's never shot anything but compound, and obviously making some progress here. Bartran, by the way, was a semifinalist at the Arizona Cup earlier this year, the first USAT event of the season, the one everybody, especially from cold climates, looks forward to every year.
Yes.
Arizona Cup had an enormous turnout this year. The waiting list alone was something on the order of 120 people. There was something on the order of nearly 800 competitors accommodated at Ben Avery, where the Arizona Cup has been shot for the last 20 years or so. You know, back in the old days, we used to shoot the Arizona Cup at Arizona State University on the campus there. Really, really nice venue, but unfortunately there's business buildings there where we used to have the tournament.
Yeah.
So we're very fortunate to have the great organizers of all of these events, Gator Cup, the Arizona Cup, and here the Easton Foundations, not only supporting the Gator Cup, but also the SoCal Showdown. We're back in action, end number 3. Allen's about to shoot. And there's a 10.
10,
He's going to need to keep that up to keep the pressure on, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
And maybe that's an opportunity for him right there.
That
That is an 8-9 liner. It might not actually be an 8. We'll find out when we get the official score.
That may have just given some leeway to gain
And
some ground.
there is a 9-10 liner.
10,
We could potentially have a tied score. Yeah, that is just out. It's a low 9. We could be looking at a reversal here, couldn't we?
I think so. I think the nerves are definitely on right now.
Well, I'll tell you what, Allen just delivered himself another 10, doing himself all kinds of favors with that shot.
Yes, he did.
May be up as much as 2 points by the time we finish this one. Okay,
10,
coming back with a 10. Let's find out what the official score is as the judges get a closer look at a couple of those liners. But right now, we either have a draw or we could even be looking at a reversal.
I think it's going to be, could be an interesting match from here.
Well, it already is, absolutely.
It is.
These two fellas started out really strong, but maybe, I don't know, what do you think? Maybe a little bit of nerves kicking in at the second end? I mean, you got a crowd watching and, not everybody gets a chance to do this at this level.
Absolutely. Nerves are definitely at play, especially after they shot all weekend. And I believe they had 3 matches before this, and it's just a different aspect, a different type of match when you have a group of people behind you.
Well, and not just that. I mean, they've got their teammates in the case of our shooter from A&M here, and their coaches and family in the case of our other shooter on target 2. That brings its own sort of pressure. But it's also one of the really nice aspects of our sport. You can have your friends and family right along for the ride. You don't get that sort of thing in some other sports. This really is a family sport, and one of those things that makes our sport as accommodating as it is,
Yep, it's definitely one of those things that you can do with your family forever.
Okay, as you predicted, we have a 1-point differential now in favor of Allen. So it's come from behind time for Eli Bartran. 10 points on that shot, so let's see what we get here. A 9 will draw, a 10 will maintain the lead. And it's a 10. So Allen Alahodzik now in the lead. 9 arrows have been shot. And there's number 11, arrow number 11 with a 10. And in this fourth end, another 10.
10.
And there's another 10.
10.
A 10 will maintain the lead for Allen. And a 9, so now we're back to a draw.
Back to a draw.
Okay, that's interesting. Now that's 4 ends down. This is critical.
This last end could...
It'll make or break either one of these two guys. Like you said earlier, it can go either way, and we're seeing that right now.
Yes, that 2 points. 2 points is... It's a lot indoor.
Yeah,
it's
now
not
it's
so
nothing.
It's not so much outside.
Now it's nothing. To your point, it's absolutely a dead heat. So basically, we got ourselves a 3-arrow shoot-off coming up.
Yeah, pretty much. Yep. Could be seeing a little more confidence come back in this last end from both of them.
They better both pretend they've got it anyway.
Yes.
The last thing you want is to not feel confident going into the last 3 arrows in a match at this level. These guys are both shooting really well.
They are shooting very well.
Okay. So we're back to our original shooting order. It's going to be Eli shooting first on target number 1. As we go to a draw, and we've got just 3 shots left to decide this gold medal. Winds haven't changed a bit. The light is just about at the same level. This has been a consistent match from a conditions standpoint. At least these guys haven't had to put up with differences there.
Yes. No mist so far.
10. And a 9. This is an opportunity for Eli. If he puts in 2 more 10s, it's academic. And there's a 9.
There's a 9.
The door's open. Now Allen needs a 10 here. Can he do it? There it is. It's going to come down to the very last arrow.
I think it will.
What do you think? Do you think we'll see a shoot-off?
I think we might see a shoot-off.
10. If we get a 10, we will have a shoot-off.
This last arrow, after he just saw that one, though, might be a little more nerve-wracking than the others.
Yeah, because he really... Oh, too bad. But you know what? That was a great show for both of these shooters.
That was great.
Eli taking the win. Coming through. Started out strong. Gave up a few points in the middle. At the end, he delivered.
He did. He definitely planned a gold medal today with his shoes.
Oh, yeah, I see what you're talking about. He's got those bright yellow shoes on.
Bright yellow.
That is cool. All right, well, we'll be talking with Eli in just a few moments, but that completes the compound competition here. So perhaps now is as good a time as any to hear from leading voices in the archery world about something we talked about earlier, the prospect of compound being added to the 2028 Olympic Games, which will take place in Los Angeles. Yeah, it's official and in the history books.
Hard to get there, and I don't think you're going to see us pull back anytime soon. So I think it's only going to get better from here.
I hope it gets in, and I think it'd be great for the sport, but I'm going to stay in my lane.
I'm really excited that they're actually taking it seriously, because I think it'd be a huge step in the right direction for compound archers to be in the Olympics.
It is really exciting, and this is by far our best opportunity to have that happen. So I'm really looking forward to the announcement. I'm optimistic. I know World Archery is optimistic. Things are looking good that way. You never know until it's all done, right, of how things go. But, everybody's really put a lot of effort into it, and I think, hopefully we're going to get the right announcement there this fall, late fall.
Eli, what a match. Nice work.
Yeah, it was a good one.
You got off to a great start. A little bit of a bobble halfway between, but man, you delivered when you had to, huh?
Yeah, like to open a match good like that, especially on a stage like this, it was confidence, and it got to the middle, and I was 5 down with 2 8s, and it was kind of like, at that point I knew I was hitting the middle a lot, so just kind of stuck with it. I mean, my Matthews TRX 38 there, that bow shoots so well, and I trusted at this point, so I just stuck with it, and it ended up working out in the end. So
Absolutely, it ended up working out in the end. So here in Southern California, normally it's going to be a little warmer than this. Were you expecting the conditions you had today?
No, I'm not like the biggest person, and I wore shorts and t-shirt yesterday, and that was a mistake, and then I'm bundled up today, but it's a little bit chilly.
But my co-commentator mentioned one thing. You were prepared for gold with those yellow shoes.
Yeah, so usually everything on the bow is yellow, but this weekend I had to put stuff together so it's orange, so it'll go back to yellow at some point though. So
well,
everything matches.
You know what? It looks like it's working for you.
Yeah.
Congratulations, young man. That was an awesome display of accuracy. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
All right. And we'll be headed back to our live coverage in just a few moments.
The definition of perfection is the process of improving something until it is flawless. In archery, perfection is achieved when an arrow slices through the air and hits the target in precisely the right spot. At Lancaster Archery Supply, our mission is to help archers everywhere as they improve their execution and strive for perfection. We've got the gear, we've got the knowledge, we've got the passion. We lead the world in 3D and target archery.
Live coverage of the 2023 SoCal Showdown. I'm here with my co-host, Abby Winterton. Abby, I got to tell you, this has been an exciting compound first half. The target has just been reset to 70. Recurve action's coming up next.
Yep, it'll be definitely a fun match to watch.
You know, we've got so many events coming so quickly this time of year. You know, world-class archers are set to go to USA Archery for the Field Nationals. That's going to be where?
That is going to take place in Darrington, Washington, June 23rd through 25th. So
and you can sign up at usarchery.org for that event. Sign up today. We'll look forward to seeing you there. All right, here come our next competitors.
Shooting on line 1, and will also be shooting first, Samantha Ensign. In lane 2, Chavika Gopi. And our line judge for this match is Leo Carrasco.
Okay, so two really good under-21 recurve women. Samantha Ensign aiming for back-to-back USAT success after winning the Gator Cup earlier this year. Her opponent is Chavrika Gopi, bronze medalist in Florida, beaten on the semifinals on that occasion by Michelle Ann. And these two are the top seeds for this qualification round. We're going to be seeing Samantha shooting first on target number 1. It's 70 meters to the target. And so the wind has just a little more influence, but fortunately, this is the calmest we've seen it all weekend.
It really is. They've got definitely better wind conditions than we've seen.
Yep, the windsock is dead. That tells you a lot. All right, opening arrow's a 10. A 7. Now remember, it's set play for this match. If you're unfamiliar, folks, it's going to be the best score out of these first 3 arrows. The high score gets 2 set points. First archer to reach 6 set points is the winner. There's an 8 for Samantha on that shot. And a 10. So we're down to a single point gap here with 1 arrow to go in this first set. And there's an 8. Ten will take the set. 9 will draw. It is a 9, so we have a draw. Each archer will get 1 set point each. Have you ever found yourself as a compound competitor to wish that you had set play in compound, or are you happy with straight scoring the way it is right now?
I am happy with straight scoring just because it's either there or it's not. And it's pretty, I mean, it makes it a little more interesting.
How do you feel about 50 meters for compound versus 70 meters for recurve? It used to be that compound shot the same distance as recurve. Would you prefer to be able to shoot further?
I personally love the 50 meters. Like I said a little earlier, I don't get a whole lot of speed out of anything I really shoot.
So for you personally, it's actually better.
Just because I'm not the tallest person, so it's definitely better for me personally. But
okay. All right. Well, it's insight that I like to get once in a while. One of the big things, of course, is speculation about if the Olympic Games have compound archery in 2028. Just what kind of round will it be? The official view right now is it might be an indoor round of some sort. Now, that would really level the playing field for a lot of folks, wouldn't it?
It would. I think the factor of the elements outdoor makes it a little more interesting for people to watch.
Yeah.
But the indoor game may be a lot more fun because it's a lot harder. It really shows who is most competitive.
The pure precision.
Yes.
Back in action right now. Samantha Ensign shooting first. We have a draw in this match for the gold medal. And there's a 9. It's on the downwind side on that shot, but I honestly don't believe that there's enough wind influence to account for a whole lot here. And a 9 on that shot. And they're both on the downwind side, so maybe I spoke too soon about what the wind might be doing. They might be getting a slight push. And a 10. There is an invisible X-ring on the recurve target, and it probably caught the top of that X-ring. And there's a 9. 2-point lead right now for Samantha Ensign in this set. But there's an opportunity now for her opponent, Charvika Gopi. Ten will take the set outright. It is an 8. So that set actually will go to Samantha Ensign. We will see a 3-1 differential in favor of Samantha, which means Charvika will be shooting first in the third set. USA Archery, besides supporting events like this one that are put on by local organizers, like in this case the Easton Foundations here at the Easton Archery Center for Excellence, does a lot more to service the membership than simply put on tournaments and handle registration for events and that sort of thing. USA Archery also has every year a virtual symposium. And the 2023 USA Archery Virtual Symposium begins quite soon. There's an early bird registration opportunity running through June 13th. The first session starts on June 20th. It's a great opportunity. You can improve your skills and your knowledge, whether you're a coach, an athlete, a parent, or a club leader, with access to expert speakers covering a range of topics including training, strength and conditioning, tuning, managing performance anxiety, better understanding skill acquisition, and motor learning, and being able to coach different athletes. You can visit usarchery.org or contact info@usarchery.org for all the info on this great opportunity to learn more about our sport. We're back in action right now here at the SoCal Showdown. Charvika Gopi trailing her opponent, Samantha Ensign. It's a 3-1 lead in favor of Samantha. And Charvika just shot a 9 in this set play competition. And
yeah, she had 2 seconds left to get that shot off.
yeah,
That
really
was
close. The trouble is it's only a 4 on that shot. Out there in the black at about 2 o'clock. Tough break. Okay, we're looking to see if there's some sort of technical fault with the timing system, perhaps, and we'll determine what's going on here in just a moment. The line judge has the shooters stepping off the line for a moment.
Yeah, with the way the set system works, that kind of bad shot that she just had may not affect her as much as it would.
Oh, you're absolutely correct.
Yeah,
you can't get away with that in compound.
In compound, no, for
she
sure
has the
not.
opportunity to come back for sure. I am trying to determine what's happening here, and I think maybe the shooters might be in a similar condition, but it looks like whatever timing thing might have been going on, it has been solved. We're back in action. Archers are picking back where they left off. Of course, the World Archery rule is no reshoots. So, and there is a 9. Samantha still shooting well to the right, and 6 points on that shot. So it looks almost certain that her opponent is going to be able to tie her in set play. There it is, 9, and that clinches this set for Charvika Gopi. Sort of a practice shot, a nice arrow in the 9 ring for Samantha Ensign. So it's going to be 3-3. It'll be a draw. And to your earlier point, the set system is very forgiving. If that had happened to a compound shooter, an arrow in the 4 and then an arrow in the 6, game over.
There's no way. No recovery after that.
Plenty of recovery opportunities in recurve in the set system. So we'll see what happens. Both ladies probably working to reset. We're looking at a fairly legendary coach up there coaching Samantha Ensign. That is Dick Tone, coach of Jay Bars, the 1988 Olympic gold medalist, currently coaching a number of talented American archers, including Jackson Mirich and Casey Caulfield. So Samantha, one of Dick Tone's charges, and if nothing else, she'll learn a lot today. Definitely the mental game is something that Dick emphasizes a great deal, and it applies just as much to recurve as it does to compound. except the consequences maybe, as you pointed out earlier, a little more for not getting everything where you want it with the compound bow.
A little more. Definitely a strong mental game is, in my opinion, majority of the sport.
Agreed. Always has been, always will be.
Yes. If you don't have a strong mental game, there's really not much else to the sport.
Well, you know, like I like to say, there's 3 elements to every archery setup, right? You got the bow, you got the arrow, and you got the geotaxonic interface, the connection between the bow and the ground. That's actually the hardest one to tune.
I can imagine.
All right, there's a 9. And left and right's pretty good on that one. Nicely done. It's a 9 as well, just out of the 10 ring. So in this case, Samantha and Charvika tied on this third set. And here's another 9. Now the wind, again, the wind sock is not reacting. The sponsor flags and the main flags are showing a left to right value. Not a lot. There's an 8. Samantha needs a 10 here and didn't get it. That is a 7-6 liner. Very likely to be a 6. And that is a decisive 10 from Charvika Gopi, and it's going to force Samantha Ensign to outright win the next set. Or we'll have a shoot-off. One of 2 outcomes here. We'll have a shoot-off, or Charvika Gopi will be our SoCal champion.
The wind is still, well, all of the weather still seems to be pretty consistent up here, which is not normally, especially the direction of the wind, it's not normally this consistent, I don't think.
We've been very fortunate in this portion of the day, particularly when you consider that it's only 62, 63 degrees Fahrenheit on this field of play right now. It's fairly damp. If the wind were up much more, it would start to affect archers in ways other than just how far they have to aim off. It would be a chilly wind, and it would be, I would say, unpleasant in these conditions. Right now, it's tolerable. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's definitely not bad right now.
It's do or die right now. Samantha Ensign has got to outright win this next set, or this game's over.
It was those first 2 arrows on that last end were looking like she may have got back in her groove after that
maybe.
technical problem, but
Charvika has been quite consistent, though.
she's been very consistent.
Okay, there's a 10. Oh, boy, I'll tell you, this is just as much a nail biter as anything you'd see at the Olympic Games, I got to tell you.
It is.
And there's a 9. So things have just gotten interesting. Nine. Let's see how Charvika deals with this little burst of pressure she's about to experience. And the answer is 8. We could be looking at a shoot-off here if this arrow pays off.
I think we may be.
And it's an 8. Good group, though.
Yep. So Charvika will have to shoot a 10 to tie.
And there's a 9.
Okay. Looks like we're going to have a shoot-off.
It is indeed a shoot-off. It's 5-5.
Those
All of this is coming down to a single arrow for each archer.
It's always the most nerve-wracking shot.
Oh, I don't know. It doesn't have to be. It's not like your opponent's going to block you. More than once.
Yeah, more than once. Exactly.
Okay. This, however, is going to be a shoot-off as soon as the judges have scored the target. We'll be looking at a 5-5 draw, forcing a shoot-off. We'll be going back to the original shooting order, which is an advantage, if you ask me, for the first archer, always in a shoot-off situation. And it is officially a tie. The judge at the target has confirmed it. So Samantha Ensign gets to shoot first on target number 1. As the number 1 ranked archer, she got to choose whether she wanted to shoot first or second, and she chose to shoot first. Charvika will be shooting second on target number 2.
I overheard a little bit of Samantha. She chose a specific arrow.
Yeah, a lot of shooters do that.
And I personally don't. Maybe if I have one that I've noticed is shot really good all day, but for the most part, I don't normally do that. But
well, I don't reserve a shoot-off arrow, but I treat all my arrows like shoot-off arrows. That's my my training method was, if I felt like I was getting lazy, I would shoot a single arrow and go down to 70 meters and retrieve it.
Oh man!
You do that 36 times, it beats a little bit of discipline into your head.
Yeah, that's definitely a good way to do it if you're getting lazy.
Yeah. If you're really lazy, you do it with a bicycle. Just kidding. Okay, here comes the shoot-off. Samantha Ensign on target 1. Charvika Gopi on target 2. 1 arrow to decide the champion here in SoCal. Not what she was hoping for, I'm sure. 7. And again, out the right side like some of the other errant arrows that she had shot. Charvika needs an 8 to win. And it's a 9-10 liner. That will take the match. Your winner is Charvika Gopi. And we'll be joining her momentarily after this third match of the day, our penultimate match. As soon as that score is confirmed, we'll wait for the judges and the DOS to make the announcement.
Congratulations to our gold medal winner for Recurve Women U21, Charvika Gopi.
Gold medal winner Charvika Gopi will be joining us shortly, but we've already seen lots of winners at the SoCal Showdown in recent days, including those in the recurve and the compound seniors category. They finished on Saturday, as many of the leading archers in the USA are now on their way to South America for the World Cup third stage in Medellin, Colombia. And as Brady Ellison and Casey Koffold told me yesterday, well, really, it's all about the team competition.
Individually, of course, and also with our team rounds. This is a big year for qualifying Olympic team spots. Just this practice day here in SoCal, Catalina, Jenny, and I did some rotations, and I feel like we have a good system down and really working together to make something great happen.
The focus for the World Cups is more on the team side, trying to get the world rank up, and the individual is just going to play into what the individual is.
So how many times have you found yourself in this situation before? Is something I want to talk to you about. Okay. We're here with Charvika Gopi, our latest champion here at the 2023 SoCal Showdown. Charvika, congratulations. What a great piece of performance.
Thank you.
You turned in that last arrow when you needed it. How did it feel?
It felt pretty nerve-wracking, but I was able to do it, so it's good.
So both of you, your teammate and you, compete with each other regularly as part of the Lancaster Archery Academy, training at Lancaster with Heather and I'm sure Dick Tone occasionally. And tell us a little bit about your interplay as teammates.
Well, I guess like sometimes we do eliminations together, so like as like an entire team we do it, and like we just do that. We just do match play and stuff like that because Heather and Brian, they tell us to do it, so we just do match play.
So this was not a new experience for you then?
Yeah, not really, because we did it before, so I felt like pretty comfortable with like shooting with her.
What are your goals for the rest of the season?
I want to get like medals, so
more.
Yeah, more medals.
Well, you got off to a good start, didn't you?
Yeah.
Congratulations. Excellent work. And we'll look forward to seeing you at more USAT events this year and perhaps in the future at other national team events.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, we see champions everywhere we look. In every sport, on every court, we're building a foundation to ensure all athletes are safe, supported, and strengthened. At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, ending abuse is not just our job. It's our promise.
And we're back in action as we get ready for our final match of the SoCal Showdown here in lovely Chula Vista, California. It's usually more lovely than this. We've got a little bit of mist in the air, got a little bit of a chill in the air. But the archers are rising to the occasion, aren't they?
They are. They are definitely taking the weather to their advantage.
Yeah. So coming up, the gentlemen's recurve gold medal final. It's going to be for the U21s.
And for our final match this afternoon, entering into the final venue is our U21 Recurve men.
Jacob from Kennesaw, Georgia. Oscar is from California. Curly has a few local supporters. This is the only one of our SoCal gold medal matches that does not involve the top 2 seeds in this category. Mr. Robinson from Kennesaw Archery Club in Georgia scored 663 points in competition qualification. Mr. Martinez was 636. Both of them came in at the round of 16. Mr. Robinson won his 4 matches, 6-6, 7-1, 6-0. That's pretty dominant.
Yes.
But then his tough test was a shoot-off against Dylan Sung, and he won that shoot-off in the semifinals. Mr. Martinez also dominated 6-0, 6-2, 6-0, but then he had a tough 6-5 win to get here. Let's see how both of these gentlemen handle a gold medal match final. Opening with an 8. And a 10. You got to admit, Jacob, that pair of trousers is not subtle.
No, that is
definitely. That is
definitely
America all the way right there.
Absolutely.
And a 9 just out of the 10 ring. And a 9. Okay, there's a 10. That holds him to a 2-point differential potential right now. Mr. Martinez with a 9 can take this set, and it's an 8, so guess what? Got ourselves potential for a draw here. Let's see what the official score is as soon as the judges get down there. But we're off to a competitive start. Jacob was the bronze medalist at the Gator Cup earlier this year, the second of the 3 USAT events that have elapsed so far this season. On his way to medaling, he beat Oscar Martinez in the quarterfinal. So these two have come up against each other before.
This one's a little bit of a better position to meet up with each other, though.
Yeah. Oh, I'd like to, by the way, mention that the bronze medal for the Recurve Under 21 was won by Andrew Choi here today, earlier in the day. Same time that you were shooting your bronze medal match where you won.
Yes.
Okay. We have a draw in set play. Each archer with a single set point. Remember, first archer to reach 6 set points will be the winner of this gold medal final here at the SoCal Showdown. We're back to our original shooting order. It's going to be Jacob Robinson shooting first on target number 1. Jacob with a 9 just out of the 10 ring. Left and right was perfect, just a little tall. Wind has really died down, in my opinion. And there's a 9, tall 9 for Mr. Martinez as well. Oscar. Nine, 10 liner, it's a 10. And an 8. A 10 will give Jacob the advantage here. And it's an 8-9 liner, it's a 9. Opportunity for a draw for Oscar. And it's going to go to Jacob for those 2 set points. It'll be 3-1 in his favor. As I said before, it's the only one of our gold medal matches here at SoCal not to involve the top 2 seeds. But both of these archers, while they might have cruised to the semifinal, once they got there to the semifinal, they had tough matches each. And now the pressure is still on. We did notice the DOS playing The Devil went down to Georgia right around the time that Jacob won his match, and I think that he perhaps enjoyed that experience. It was the metal version of the song, but it still went over well with the boys from Georgia. Don't forget, if you have not caught the entire stream this morning, this afternoon, depending on where you are in the world, you can catch it up on YouTube and also all of the other USA Archery social media platforms, along with all of the interviews that we've presented to you so far and that we'll still be presenting to you later in the live stream today. Okay, set number 3 about to get started. It's a 2 set point advantage for Jacob Robinson. Oscar Martinez, therefore, will be shooting first on target number 2. And there's an 8. And an 8-9 liner, probably a 9. Seven at a time when 10s would have been conspicuously useful. And an 8. And a 9. Anything in the 8 ring will take this to a 5-1 match. And a 10, dead center, X ring.
5-1 match is pretty hard to come back from.
It is hard to come back from. It happens occasionally. It's not easy. You're not wrong. You're absolutely correct. However, I guarantee you Oscar's not about to give up.
No.
He's going to do
definitely not.
whatever he has to do to try to stay alive in this match, which does mean, unfortunately, he's got to try to win the next 2 sets outright to force the shoot-off. It's the only way forward. Otherwise, it's a silver medal for Oscar and a gold medal for Jacob. We'll see what happens in the next 3 arrows. The pressure of this sort of thing, some people react to it by really shooting well, and some people react to it by feeling kind of sick to their stomach and not reacting all that well to it. These 2 fellows, they look pretty calm out there.
They look pretty calm. Jacob especially looks like
Well,
he's
Jacob's very relaxed looking right now.
He's got a smile on his face, and he looks like he's good to go.
Yeah, Oscar's looking a little bit more determined, shall we say.
Yes.
Arrow runners have delivered the arrows, and we're about to start what could possibly be the final set. We'll find out. Remember, all Jacob has to do is tie this set. He doesn't have to win it outright. He just has to tie it. He's got the 6 points needed to be the champion of the 2023 SoCal Showdown. Oscar shooting first, target number 2, and he opens with an 8. Probably not what he wanted. Because quite frankly, the conditions are pretty good right now.
Yes, they're probably the nicest they've been all week, I would say.
I agree. There's a 9. That's a 1-point advantage in this set. The only real way forward for Oscar right now would be a pair of 10s. There's the first potential pair of 10s.
That was a good shot for him, too.
That's absolutely right. The timing looked really good, didn't it? Nine. Oscar
He could potentially tie it up.
He can grab a life ring right now if he shoots a 10.
Yes.
Tying it out is not good enough.
No.
Oh, 9. It is Jacob's gold medal to take right now or to extend further. We'll find out with this shot. Your champion. No words needed. You could see he was happy about that.
That was a excited win for him.
That was a big one. That almost was a Brady roar.
Yes, it was.
All right. That was really a nail-biter, but it came down to Jacob Robinson doing what he was doing all along, shooting consistent arrows. A silver medal for Oscar Martinez. So, really, quite an exciting performance there. That was awesome. We will be joined by Jacob Robinson momentarily, just as soon as it's made official by the judges. Watch for the target judge down there to make the call. There it is. And it's official.
Congratulations to our gold medal winner, Jacob Robinson.
Jacob Robinson, we'll be talking to him shortly. One of the really nice things about events like this is all the familiar faces you get to see. And the SoCal Showdown certainly brings plenty of familiar faces. Jay Bars was the winner of the gold medal at the 1988 Olympic Games in Seoul, coached by USA Master Coach Dick Tone. They're both really good friends of mine. And I got to speak to them here in California just yesterday. Over 100 years of archery experience.
Easy now.
Of that experience both of you have had, what are your highlights?
My highlights? Watching him win the gold medal.
What were yours?
Winning the gold medal and having him there when I won it. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that, but more than that, just being able to be with this guy and learn from him, and he's more responsible for who I am as a human being, and I know he doesn't want to take credit for that because I'm kind of a jerk, but he's more responsible than anybody on the planet, including my parents, for what I was able to accomplish and what I've done in the rest of my life, and I can't ever thank him enough for that.
And ultimately, that's the real role of a coach who's so deeply involved in the success of their students.
Yeah, what happens is that not everybody does this for a living, obviously, so they're going to go on and do something else. And what they do on the field and how they shoot and what they do prepares them for what they do later.
Jake went down to California looking for a gold to win, and congratulations.
Thank you. Just praise God. He deserves all the glory, man. It's all him, man.
Well, you had a little to do with it.
Yeah, just a little bit. But he helps calms my nerves and do all that. So
tell me about the conditions that you experienced here today. The wind doesn't feel as much as it's pushing the arrow as it might be pushing the archer. What's your assessment?
Really, the wind today hasn't been that bad. During the practice rounds over there on the other side of the field, there was a good bit of wind, and I had to aim off. Pretty much all day I've been aiming straight on, though, and just making strong shots.
Let's talk about your goals for the rest of the season. What's your plans next?
Well, next is Iowa for Joad Nationals, and then it's either, I think, Buckeyes after that, and then Olympic trials and outdoor nats are after that. Yeah.
Well, is this your first medal here at SoCal?
Yes, sir. This is my actually first time being in SoCal.
So what did you think overall of the facility and the event?
It's an awesome facility. I can't wait to come back here next year. Hopefully a little better weather next year.
It usually is.
Yeah. But obviously I can't complain much.
Well, Jay, congratulations on your first gold medal here at the SoCal Showdown.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Archery awakens the superhero inside
all of us. With a bow in hand,
you decide your own destiny.
Archery is about control,
confidence,
determination.
Set your sight,
focus your mind,
and steady your heart.
Aim true and let your arrow soar.
Archery is about freedom.
It's about adventure.
Archery
is for everyone.
Well, the SoCal Showdown, the third of 4 events in the USAT qualifier series, is finally in the history books. 4 great matches.
They were wonderful
Every
matches.
one of those matches was just a nail-biter.
They were, for sure.
We've had record-breaking numbers of archers competing at all of the events so far this year. Arizona Cup, Gator Cup. The Buckeye Classic will be coming up in Dublin, Ohio from July 28 to 30. Registration for that event closes on July the 14th. But we'd really like to encourage you to get your name down sooner than later, right? That always pays off. So go to usarchery.org to get registered, and we will look forward to seeing you on the line in Ohio. We'd also like to thank USA Archery's sponsors. Those include the Easton Foundation's Inspiring Growth in Archery, American Whitetail, the world's finest archery targets, Hoyt, get serious, get Hoyt.
Lancaster Archery Supply, leading the world in 3D and target archery. Win and win, winning in action, winning in spirit. Easton Technical Products, 101 years of archery precision. Trueball Excel, the real #1. Others claim it, we prove it. The best things in life are often free, and that includes Vortex Nation. Start your adventure today by signing up for the Vortex Nation newsletter at join.vtxnation.com.
Also, don't forget that all of the interviews that we have presented so far are available on USA Archery's social media platforms, including Facebook and YouTube, over the coming days and weeks as we continue to tell the tales of archery. So, from sometimes sunny, but not today, Southern California, I'd like to thank everyone for joining us today, and especially you, my friend. Thank you for joining us for your color commentary and your insight on the sport. It's really a pleasure to have been working with you today. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
All right, folks, we'll see you next time. And signing off for USA Archery.